Day 7. Expand your love. Compassion is a very intriguing quality. It motivates us to care for the well-being of others and reduce their suffering. But one of the really interesting things about it is the more compassion you have for others, the happier you become yourself. Compassionate feelings are a buffer against diseases caused by stress and an antidote to depression. Becoming more compassionate can even lengthen your life. So even though it seems to be natural to all of us, no matter what our starting point, we can all benefit from turning up the dial on our compassionate feelings for others. The basis of compassion is caring about another and their well-being. When we feel compassion for another person, we want them to be well. The experience of our heart expanding and deeply caring for others is a beautiful feeling. So let's have a go at increasing our feelings of compassion for people close to us, and then we'll open that up wider. We'll start by slowing down our thoughts, by observing our mind with kindness. Gaze into your mind. Watch without judgment. Be curious about anything you see happening there. As you watch, your thoughts start to slow down. Then lift yourself above your thinking mind into the gentle light of the soul. Immerse yourself in the feeling of a wide, open-hearted love that exists here. Think of someone close to you. Many things will have happened to them in the past 24 hours. Some of those things may have been challenges, some emotionally uncomfortable. In the past weeks, months, or years, they may have endured painful experiences. Open your heart towards them and wish for them to be free of suffering and have more happiness and well-being in their life. Breathe deeply and allow these feelings of compassion for this person to well up in your heart. Imagine them receiving your good wishes on a soul level. Think of them receiving these feelings and experiencing warmth and care, like a blanket surrounding them and allowing them to feel safe. The good wishes you're sending will lift their spirit. Rest a moment in this experience. Now let's do this for someone you know but are not so close to. They too may be going through challenging times. Things from the past or challenges from the present. Open your heart towards them and wish for them to be free of suffering and have more happiness and well-being in their life. Speak to them in your mind on a soul-to-soul level. I wish you freedom from suffering. I wish you happiness. Allow these feelings to surround them. Allow that goodwill for them to expand your heart, its capacity for love widening out further. Rest a moment in this experience of pure, silent giving. And finally, to open your heart to a wider sense of compassion, think of someone you don't normally agree with or get on with. It could be someone you know personally or someone in the public eye. They too may suffer from old emotional wounds that make them feel unsafe being their real self. Those wounds may have led to problems between you, or they may lead them to act out painful ways of being towards others. Can you care for the well-being of this person too? Open your heart towards them and wish for them to be free of suffering and have more happiness and well-being in their life. When someone receives good wishes, it helps them to come home to their own goodness. Speak to them in your mind on a soul-to-soul level. I wish you freedom from suffering. I wish you happiness. Allow those feelings to surround them. Allow that goodwill for them to expand your heart even further, enlarging your capacity for love. Practice this 3 times during the day, when you pause for tea, or while walking, stuck in traffic, or waiting for a bus. Send goodwill towards people in your life or in the world in general. Notice the effect this has on you and your day.
Hello everyone. Om Shanti. Greetings of peace. Very warm welcome to Brahma Kumaris Silicon Valley to Sustaining Kids with Love. And in this 4-class series, today is the last class. We've been talking about various different methods on how we can raise kids with a lot of love. Knowingly or unknowingly, we tend to sustain kids with a lot of stress, fear, worries, negativity, impatience, right? And we want to see how we can inform our every word and action with love so that kids then feel very secure, very respectful, and confident. So today we will wrap up this series with few more ideas and techniques. But as always, we will first get started with a guided meditation. Kindly invite you to join me in this meditation. Let's get the body in a comfortable, upright position. Feet on the ground and body as still as possible. Love is the foundation of all relationships. It is the basis of close relationships, strong relationships. Love enables us to be free, free to be who we are. And then love strengthens, encourages us to grow, to improve, to be a better version of our own self. It is all about being love and expressing love. That is the only way that you can experience love. In today's world, it is all about give and take love. Physical relationships are limited. They have a beginning and an end. And that is why the love in physical relationship is limited. We keep a account book of I gave this much and I received this much. Why should I give more? They need to give. The moment I expect love, my heart gets slowed down. I can no more give love because I'm waiting for someone to give it to me. So I'm not giving love means I'm not expressing it. And if I don't express love, I can't experience it. And this is how we've all been looking for love because we are not experiencing it. God awakens the soul and says, you are the child of ocean of love. You are love. Love is your language. Love is your nature. You are full of love. The moment I realize love is my innate nature, my hunt for love ends. No more expectations, no more demands, no more begging, no more requesting. Instead, how can I give love? How can I express it? Spiritual love is unlimited love. There is no beginning, there is no end, which means forever love. So even if a close relation leaves their body, the physical aspect of their existence ends, but my love for them doesn't end because my love was not for their body. My love was for the soul, and soul is forever. So my love is forever. There is no need to cry for someone who's left their body because they are still here. And my love is still here. So is their love. Soul to soul love is eternal, pure, imperishable love. Spiritual love is selfless love. No expectations, no attachment. As a soul, I am complete. As a soul, I am love. So I only know how to be loving naturally, effortlessly. But as a parent, we have to work hard. They're not being obedient. They are sick. How do I be love? Expand your consciousness. You are playing the role of a parent, but you are a soul. Soul is warm welcome everyone to today's last class on sustaining kids with love. We will go over some additional tips on how we can continue to sustain kids with love. So last class, we talked about how we can have pure love for our kids. And for that, we talked about how we need to be more detached and also maintain this awareness of trustee. So we will continue to wrap that up and then continue with our class today. As always, if you have any thoughts or questions, feel free to raise your hand or put them on the chat. So trustee awareness. Pure love means the one that empowers others, the one that is selfless, the one that has no boundaries, no limits, and the one that empowers others. That is the pure love. Where there's impurity in love, there is a lot of selfishness, there is a lot of boundaries, and such a love generally tends to bind others. So what does a trustee awareness means? Trustee awareness basically means I'm aware that child is just a gift. Trustee means I don't own anything. This child is owned by somebody else. I am just the caretaker. This child has been entrusted to me, and that is the reality. The more we get out of this physical relationships and understand everything at a much bigger picture level, at an unlimited level, the reality is this, that nothing of this physical world is mine. So only when we remove that sense of ownership, we are able to take care of everything with a lot of peace, a lot of responsibility, a lot of care. Try this today. Think of child as a gift. You are not the owner, but somebody has given it, and best person who's given it to you is God. The child is God's child. I am just a trustee, a caretaker. So I am this soul who's playing the role of a parent. And yes, I want to play a good role, but that ability to play the role in a very elegant and dignified manner comes when we don't have that attachment of mine. Because anything that you label as mine, automatically your defenses are very high. They're on high alert. How come something happened to my child? How could someone say something to my child? How come my child is not doing well? How come my child is not the number one? All our defenses are on high alert. So very important. I'm just playing the role of a parent, but I'm a beautiful actor, child of the God. So just remembering that one crucial responsibility as a trustee is, well, I just need to be in a very respectful seat and always have respect for the one that I am taking care of. So my only responsibility is, that could be your own defined one. Here is one suggestion. I'll always be proud of you. That's my only responsibility, that to make the child feel very loved, very special, very respected. So as a trustee, I take care of whoever has been entrusted to me with a lot of love, care, and gentleness. So that is how I play my role. So the more you are seeing yourself only as a caretaker, your love will start becoming unconditional. You will not get caught up with child's misbehavior, child's deficiencies, child's weaknesses. They will not bother you. It's not your personal property. But yes, you are the caretaker. Do your best. Be very light. Responsibility is on God. Trustee doesn't mean that I don't do anything, I don't take care. No, I do everything. I take care, but I'm not responsible for the outcomes. So it makes parenting very light and full of love. So whenever we are able to detach means my emotions are not dependent on the child's behavior, child's future, child's attitude, child's karma. It is not dependent on that. Trustee means no possessiveness over the child, always seeing it as a gift. So we all know that if we hold on to anything tight physically, our hands will start hurting after a while. Similarly, this attachment is like that. For everything, every little thing, if my emotions are getting affected, child does this, I'm getting affected. If child is very happy, I'm very happy. If the child is angry, I'm angry. If the child is sleepless, I am sleepless. So this means I'm holding on to the child. I'm very dependent. The soul has become very dependent on the child. Such dependency, attachment disturbs our emotions. So compassion here, another important thing. Many people say, hey, if we don't have attachment, then how do we really love, right? Attachment is actually not love. In a way, you are more concerned about yourself. Why? Because attachment means I'm very attached to my child, means if my child is going through pain, then I am also sad. If my child is going through trouble, then I am sleepless. It means my energy goes down based on the child. So I'm very concerned more of my feeling than of the child's feeling. Instead, detachment means I have compassion. Yes, I do feel for the pain they are going through, but I continue to stay strong and provide my strength and hope to the child. So I radiate positive energy. That is compassion, that is detachment. And then another idea here from Brahma Kumaris says, when there is no sense of possession, there is no fear of loss and no sadness of lost. As a soul, we don't own a single thing, including our body. For us, we are taught in Brahma Kumaris, don't even own your mind, give it to God. So every thought that the mind creates dirt, give it to God. Don't own, I created such a bad thought, or I created such a good thought. I have such good feelings for my child, or I didn't have good feelings for my child. Don't own anything. Own whatever God owns. God's thoughts are your thoughts. God's feelings are your feelings. If the mind doesn't generate good thoughts or feelings, how would God generate? And copy that, right? So always remember, you don't own anything, then you will never have the fear of losing anything. So this then enables us to have divine love. Divine love means selfless love, unconditional love, love of equality, love of detachment. This is what is divine love. So we've just the revision of the quick first 3 classes. In the first class, we talked about how the foundation of a happy family is dependent on 4 pillars, where as parent, I need to first of all respect the child from my heart, spend quality time to understand them, and then empower them, strengthen them. Don't focus on their weakness, but focus on their strengths, and see how you can selflessly give. Instead of expecting, how can I give? And then because we are the nurturer, very important to fill our inner tank with love, right? The moment you think of yourself as a soul, you will remember the Supreme Soul, who's the ocean of love. This is Raj Yoga meditation practice, soul connecting with the Supreme Soul, the source, to fill their love tank with love. Then it is very easy to shower what is inside of me over our family. In fact, I won't even try to be loving. Automatically, love will be oozing out from me because my inner cup is overfilled with love. So then throughout the day, whether I'm waking up the child, making something for them, driving them around, putting them to bed, everything will be done with love. In love, there is no effort. Mohabbat mein mehnat nahi. Then last class, third class, we talked about how love is a security blanket for the child. And that is indeed the case, again, when parents' heart is full of love, full of detachment, full of trusty awareness. Now, moving on to today's class, ultimate sign of love is constant cooperation. So if you claim to love your child or your family or anybody, then your cooperation should constantly be going out to that person you love. So what are some methods of cooperating with others? What does cooperation mean to you? I would love to hear from you. If you could share, what does cooperation mean to you? How is it a sign of love? Anybody would like to share? What does cooperation mean to you? No? Understand and caring, helpful. Okay, thank you. Teamwork, yes. Very good. Thank you. This word cooperation means itself, right? Co-operating. It's like cooperating, right? That word itself has so much strength. It basically means one goal and one purpose, right? You're moving in the same direction. There are 4 people, there could be 10 people, but we are all working for one thing and we are going along in the same direction, totally aligned. And because there are multiple people, the energies are combined, and we all know that, right? The fist has a lot more power than a single finger. All the fingers in the same direction combining to become one strong force is automatically a lot more energy. Working together no matter what, that's another answer. Yes, absolutely. And then being helpful, like one of you said, being helpful, right? Now, a lot of times when we are trying to, we think we are cooperating, but there are times when we are not very helpful. They are asking something, but we are suggesting them a different choice, a different way to do things. Then we are not being helpful, even though we think we are giving them a better idea. But there are many times, kids are excited about doing things in a particular way. So instead of always kind of trying to tell them this is a better method, you should do it like this, which is very egoistic, saying, let me be helpful. They're asking for help. They're doing it in this direction. Can I just cooperate with them? It's a very humble thing to do. It shows love. It shows obedience. It is only when we start obeying like this, kids also will obey back. Most of the times we don't need to correct and we do not need to give them a different idea or a different opinion or too much of advice. Especially when they're crossing the age of 10, it's more about being helpful the way they want us to be. So cooperation means doing what is being told. Instead of giving my own opinion, my advice, my better idea, my better thinking, it is all about just doing what is being told. That is cooperation. It comes from the foundation of humility. And I love my kids. I want them to feel very secured. I want them to feel very confident. Let me give my energy to them. And you will see how when they start having this free space to be and get the parent support, how they will start thinking better, how they will become even more creative than us. Experience is a beautiful teacher. So we should let them experience their ordinary methods or their very weak methods and let them learn from it, right? Let us not correct it very early and be for them to be deprived of that process of learning. So one of the ways that we can develop cooperation, right? How do we as parents develop that cooperative attitude is by awareness of responsibilities. So I would love to hear from you. What are some responsibilities as a parent you think we have? What are some responsibilities? If you could share the responsibilities that you think as a parent we all own. What are those responsibilities? Get them to do some chore works with their willingness and build these habits. Okay. So get them to know some life skills basically overall. Okay. That is one of the responsibility. Teach them life skills, make them basically independent in a way. What else as a parent? One of the biggest responsibility as a parent is to give love and regard. If I really want my kid to have that confidence, have that respect, peace of mind, love is the ingredient for it. And this love really cannot be received anywhere else. It's only as a parent we can give it to them. This kind of pure love, selfless, unconditional love is not found anywhere else. And if it is missing in parents, then kids try to find it in friends and elsewhere, right? And it's hard these days to find it elsewhere. So as a parent, my first responsibility, at least for me as a parent, has been how can I continue to make the kid feel loved, respected. Regard is basically more like giving importance to their idea, to their existence, to their being. Respect is more for overall, their accomplishments, their actions, their words. But this is overall giving importance that they are valuable. As a parent, my responsibility is to always act with wisdom and maturity, because we know as kids, they will make mistakes, they will push our buttons, they'll try to get us in a tough spot, they will test our patience in every possible way. But how can I not get to their level? If they're misbehaving, if they're being cranky, if they're being rude, they're being stubborn, how can I go beyond all of that, above all of that, and act with wisdom? These are the things that kids are learning, valuable lessons they are learning, right? If I can continue to remain calm and wise and not get in that reactive mode, then the kid ends up learning a lot, right? And their behavior then starts changing. And this wisdom and maturity comes if we as parents are daily feeding ourselves with some positive knowledge and practicing meditation. Otherwise, it's always reaction after reaction and regret later that I shouldn't have yelled, I shouldn't have spoken like that. So it's our responsibility, not kids' responsibility, my responsibility to be wise and mature. One of our other responsibilities is to accept them as is. Yes, because I love my kid, I also want them to be a better version of themselves. So yes, I want them to continue to improve and grow. But at this moment, with their weaknesses, with their shortcomings, with their strengths, I accept them wholeheartedly. Even when a child has made terrible mistake and I have created a discipline, which I am implementing, I still can hug them. The child should know that at any moment I can hug my parent, even when they are yelling. Well, yelling is then, it'll create fear in them. But so as a parent, we shouldn't be yelling. But even when I am trying to give them taking a disciplinary action, even then the child should know they can come and hug me. So love and law go hand in hand. I discipline my child, but with a balance of humility and authority. So I'm not a dogmatic parent where, my way or highway. I'm always open. If the child feels that certain laws of the house are unfair, or I am the one who's not following the laws, the child should feel comfortable in speaking up. And if the child has a better idea, yes, let's make that as the house rule instead of the old house rule. So very humble, yet very authoritative too, that the final decision will be mine as to what the house rules are. Final decision versus should I take the disciplinary action or not will be mine. So yes, I will continue to be the boss, calling the big shots, but I'm a very humble, sweet boss. Because of experience and because I have been entitled and entrusted you as a gift, I will continue to be authoritative. So when we remember all of this, we will continue to cooperate with the child. When we remember love is my first responsibility, being wise and mature is my responsibility, always accepting my child. Instead of wanting to be understood, I try to understand. All of these things, when we remember, we will always be very cooperative. Any questions so far? Another way to cultivate cooperation is awareness of the goals. As a parent, what are my goals? What do I want my child to achieve? Right? End of the day, when the child gets released to the world, how would I want the child to be? What are a few things I would want my child to have? What are my parenting goals? So this is again something for all of us to think about, and we might all have different things. One might be a well-balanced child. This was one of the top things for me. I did not want a kid who was only, good in academics. I wanted a well-balanced child who's overall good in sports, arts, music, life skills, everything, right? That is a well-balanced child. In all fields, they are participating and they're aware. So one question here, how to teach kids politeness, especially when they pick up certain ways of talking in school. Yeah, it again depends upon the age of the child, especially when they're coming from, that entering that teenage phase, or they're already in that teenage phase, they are going to talk in a certain way. And if we keep trying to correct them and tell them not to do it constantly, it means they don't agree with us. they agree with the way their friends talk and they want to continue talking like that, right? So maybe at that particular age, it is not something that is achievable. We can certainly talk to them in quietness and see if they will agree with us. But after a while, we have to leave it. And always remember that all the good things I'm telling with reason, with logic, if I'm telling them why it is important to speak the right words, I, for example, will also tell kids to not use certain words in front of me. I don't want them to talk like that. They'll say, no, this is the language everybody uses. I said, fine, can you at least avoid using it in front of me? Because these words mean all of these things. They have no grace in it. They don't have any respect in it. So that's why I feel you should not use this word. So I give them reason. I tell them at least do this much. If they follow, good. If they don't follow, fine. I know that that lesson that I have given to them with lot of love and respect will register in them, and eventually their language will become polite. Another question I'm reading here. Feel free to put these questions on the to all, post it to everyone so that everyone can see it. Second question is, do you think to be able to give love unconditionally, you have to let go of your expectations? But how could you be on the line with working towards the goals, not losing your temper, or be able to love unconditionally when they're not going to do things like you're asking them to? Yes, expectations and unconditional love don't go together hand in hand. Now, does it mean as a parent I shouldn't have any expectations, no boundaries, no disciplines? Absolutely not. We can continue to have certain disciplines or house rules, right? But house rules cannot be in the hundreds. House rules typically will be, few things. You can count them on your hand. That these are the house rules. Could be, for example, that everybody is supposed to eat dinner on the table, no phones, right? You're not allowed to take food to your room. That could be another. You're supposed to sleep by this time. There could be, and as they grow older, the house rules will actually go down, they will not increase. So yes, those house rules, there is an expectation for them to follow, and if they don't follow, there are consequences upfront. When you create the house rules, tell them about the consequences and hold them to those consequences. But while you're holding them to the consequences, can you still be unconditionally loving? So an egoistic, where the parent is coming from ego, they can't love. They'll be like, they've broken the house rules. How can I love? Well, as a child, they will try every trick. That is how they will learn. Nothing wrong in it. It's all part of growing up. And yes, sometimes they will repeatedly do it. Can I still be loving? When I understand love is the only way for me to remain close to them, because eventually they're going to leave home. Do you want them to leave with a lot of friction in their heart towards you, or with love? Once they go to college, do you want to reach out to you when they are in trouble, or to their friends? Because if we create a lot of these conditions in when I will love and when I will yell, they will not reach out to us when they make a mistake, when they break a rule. So when I remember that love is the only way to help them transform, then I will love them unconditionally. It is when I feel they are not respecting me, if they're not obeying me, that is when we start cutting down on love. Whether they respect me or not, I will respect them. Respect can never be gained through demands, by yelling, by putting conditions. Respect has to come from the heart, and heart is won by love. So it's a long answer, but see if you get it. Otherwise, I'm happy to explain further. Let me know. Second is, we also want all-round development. Yeah, Hirul Josh. Hirul, you have a question? Let me unmute you. Yeah, go ahead, please. You should be able to.
Yeah, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Actually, I just want to ask that yes, we just make a house rule and we need to impose them when they are not obey this rule. But at that time, of course, we are loving them unconditionally, but they feel that their parents put the imposing the because they disobey the rule. That's why we are just whatever the consequences are there. We they have to bear it. So they might think it like this that my parent is not loving me because I did this mistake. I have not followed the rule. So how can we just bridge these things?
Very good question. Is it important for them to know that you love them immediately? We don't.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. Because my parents did, they never said, I love you. And in those times, nobody used to say, I love you, or, oh my gosh, I have to be nice to my child. My child needs to know that I love them and I want my child to love me. No, it was understood. And they will understand when you do things consistently by saying these are the consequences, but I'm willing to talk to you, I'm willing to make a snack for you, I'm willing to take you to shopping or park or anywhere, which means my love is still there, but whatever law was broken, for that consequence is also there. But next moment I could say, hey, let's watch a movie.
Okay, but yeah, that you're right, but they might create the perceptions in their mind that, yeah, although, yes, that's absolutely right that when we are just being normal with other things, but we are just strict with the rule and they have to bear the consequences. So they might, because when they entered into the teenage or when they cross 10 years, they might, because their intellect then develop more, then they might started having the perceptions that because although we are fine and normal with other things, but we are strict with the rules. So they might get that perceptions, right, that my parents, okay, yeah, my parents is nice, this is the one thing, but uh, like for rules they are very strict and I just don't like it because they are very strict with the rules. And they might start thinking about it that my parents are strict, and then they might started thinking about us that we are we don't love them.
Yeah, no, I think, eventually every kid gets it. In fact, when you don't have any kind of boundaries, even though kids might think, oh, my parents are very cool, they let me do anything, they will be very insecure because protection, laws are protection. If you don't create any boundaries, any protection, then the kids are very unsafe. Even though they
Correct.
feel they have a lot of freedom, in that freedom, there is no security. So never
Yes.
ever feel as a parent if you have rules that my child will start perceiving me as a strict parent, a parent that doesn't love. That is what will actually cause them to think like that. But you feel, no, it is my biggest love, deepest love that I've created these rules. Only out of love, not out of ego, but out of love I've created these rules. In your mind, have that clarity. Then they will get that clarity eventually. Love never
Mhm.
needs to be told. It needs to live in your heart. It will reach their heart.
Yes, correct,
Have
correct.
that
And
faith. Yeah.
this thing, toddler or child, young kid like 7, 8 year old, they also understand this because they get angry when we impose the
Yeah.
consequences on them, right?
Yeah.
So they will also understand these things gradually.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay, okay,
See, your life will be very difficult if you don't have any rules, any laws. And
correct.
even for them, their life will be very difficult. So it's
Yes,
everywhere, whether it is in a country, if you're living in a country, we say government should not create any rules. Everybody will be unsafe if there are no rules. So,
yes.
oh, my government, oh, they will not vote for me, they will not like me, let me not create any rules. That's a useless government, weak government. It's exactly like that.
Yes, yes, you're right. But my 7 year old, he doesn't like to write much things, and when we are asking him to finish his homework, he just get angry. And when
That's
we
fine.
we just tell him that, if you don't finish it, you cannot watch TV or whatever he likes to do the things.
Very
We
good.
just ask him not to do this, and then yeah, then you are right. Then he just roam around here and there and play something here and there. But TV is not allowed for him. But after doing this, gradually now he started writing and he started taking interest. But still, I'm having struggle to make him finish his homework and all the things.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah.
laws are very important as a parent.
Mhm.
Another question I'm reading here. Shall we stop making rules at the age of 13 or so? Just appreciate the good things. I'm not in that age group yet, but I think it would be simpler to let them go and learn themselves. I mean, at every, till they are in our house, there will certainly be some rules for sure, right? It can't be just no rules at all. And those rules are not there for us to control them, right? We are not doing it for that reason. We're doing it for their well being, for their safety, for their health. So we'll certainly have, right? Like this world is a very unsafe place. So no rules is not possible. Certainly the number of micromanaging is what I'm trying to say that we should not have. But yes, always discuss. If you're seeing that they're making faces, they're getting angry at certain rules, have a heart to heart conversation that if you were the parent, how would you run this house? What would you do? Ask them that. um, it's very important also for us that they are a good citizen, so showing them how to sow the seed of goodness to give back to the society, that's also a very good thing. And then how can we make them more independent, because the more independence they have, the more confidence will automatically come. If the parents are doing everything for the kid, that is not a good cooperation, right? That is again more of raising a very careless and lazy child or a spoiled child, weak child. So this awareness is important as a parent. What are my goals? Then I will cooperate in the right direction. I will combine my energy in the right directions when the goals are very clear. Another question I'm reading: when I appreciate them about what good they have done, somehow they feel happy and proud, maybe too much. They have an outburst of emotions and maybe expect that I should get this because I'm this good. Do you think something is wrong in here? Well, generally for me, my parenting style has not been where, I don't believe in that rewards and punishment kind of a thing that, oh, you do this and I'll give you this reward, you achieve this and I will give you this reward or something like that. It's generally, I will tell them, you want a hug? You want a hug? I'll give you a hug. Hug is the most invaluable gift. So I don't want them to feel that way that, if they accomplish something, then they have to get something. But instead, I just praise them, not for that accomplishment, but for the virtue that caused that accomplishment to come, right? Was it that they were very sincere, were they very dedicated, were they hardworking, were they patient? What was that virtue that made them succeed, right? So generally my praise also will be very, very mellow. It won't be too loud, but yet it will be a very sincere one that will touch them, right? So it's never too much of a praise or too much of a criticism, right? It's always in balance. So just a few more things to consider. When a kid makes mistakes, right? What would a cooperative parent do versus an uncooperative parent do, right? Sometimes the line becomes very gray, that we don't understand that am I being cooperative or uncooperative. So I'll do this example and then maybe the next one we can do it together. So when the kid makes mistake, if I am either ignoring the child's mistakes, for example, the kid, made their room a mess. Some friend had come and they threw things along. Everything is a big mess. Either I come and yell at them. What did you do? How could you do this? Right? Yell, yell, and yell. Or say, oh my gosh, what have you done? And then sit and clean the entire room. This is basically making the kid very dependent. So if I am cleaning up the room, if I am taking care of everything, then I'm not being a very cooperative parent. Generally, we think if only I yell and if I'm just making them, feel very bad, that is an uncooperative parent. But a cooperative parent will accept that kid is being a kid, but will also tell them with a lot of love and say, hey, if this happens next time again, your friend is not coming to our home. I will not allow any of your friend in your room if this happens again. And if it happens, you better clean up on your own. Right? So very clear, we will have to, as a parent, continuously teach them with lot of love and forgiveness. That forgiveness becomes very easy, that you remember that you have to be mature, not them. They're continuing, even though when they are teenagers can be very immature because those hormones are just making them, their emotions very, very loud and forceful. So they don't even realize that they're being so childish and immature, right? So we as a parent, remember, my goal is to always be wise and mature, and then make the child also wise and mature. So how okay, and now a question here. When the kid fails after going against parents' advice, right? Like the kid was, maybe trying to do something, and we told them, hey, don't do it this way, do it this way, because I know you have very little time, and if you do it that way, it will take more time. From my experience, I'm telling you, the child says, no, you always keep giving your advice, I don't want it, I want to do it this way. Now they go this way, it takes them a lot of time, and they actually fail. They are not able to submit whatever they had to submit in time. Now, what will a cooperative parent do in this situation? In this situation, what will a cooperative parent do? Kid doesn't listen to us and then fails. What will a cooperative parent do? An uncooperative parent will say, I told you so. I told you you would fail. Why did you do it? Talk to him. How does he feel? Help him to reflect on the process. Very good. Very good. That's a very, very good way to make them feel okay about it, right? But an uncooperative parent will say, I told you so. I told you not to do it that way. You don't ever listen to me. I'm now so frustrated. Now, what are we going to do about this? You're not going to get all the grades. You're going to fail. This makes the child feel guilty, right? Now, this makes the child feel very insecure and also very low in self-esteem, because the parent is trying to tell them that you don't know anything. You should always listen to me. You don't know how to make the right decision. You listen to me, right? Then the child, in a way, is being discouraged from making their decisions or from using their ideas, which we should never do, right? At least the child had the courage to say, no, I'm going to use my method. I know what is good. It's good that they were trying to be independent. Yes, it went wrong. That's okay. At least they tried. Just keep yourself calm. Okay. As a cooperative parent, we will think, first of all, internally, that kids succeeded in learning. It is a huge success. This kid learned, had a huge experience, that doing it in that particular method will cause delays. They will feel compassion towards the child, right? A parent who's very cooperative will feel compassion. Man, this child tried their own method, they failed. They might be thinking now that the parent is going to yell at them, but I am not going to. I'm not going to. I'm going to just see how can I help them. Do you need any support? Do you want us to do anything together? It's okay. You're so courageous. Even though I told you, you went with your method, that is very brave of you, and you tried very hard. It's okay, right? So making them feel it's okay, this generates independence. And this last one, since we are coming close to the time, I'll just go through it quickly. When kid is going through a tough phase in their life, an uncooperative parent will say, tell the kid that you are so unfortunate, right? Oh man, oh, everything goes wrong for you. Nothing goes good for you. I don't know why everything falls apart for you. You deserve everything right, but nothing right happens to you. I feel so sad for you. You are so unfortunate. That is an uncooperative parent's language, making the child feel like a victim, a hopeless case. This is not helping them. This is making them feel that they are unlucky. We should never ever make the child feel that. Instead, maintain faith that everybody has to go through their test papers. That is the only way they can become strong, courageous. That is the only way they will learn. Life is not all about gifts, right? It is also about a lot of test papers. So yes, everybody has to take their share of problems, and that is when courage and all the other beautiful qualities emerge. So with patience, with positivity, with hope, we pull the kid out of that problem instead of sitting and crying with them, instead of saying, oh, you are so unlucky, I feel so bad for you, you deserved an A grade, I don't know, this teacher is so unfair, everybody is so unfair to you. That is not cooperation, right? Cooperation means giving them strength, giving them hope. So that is the difference between a cooperative and uncooperative parent. So as always, this was the end of the series. So would appreciate your feedback. If you have any, your feedback really helps us in improving our classes and, creating content that might be helpful to you. So please share your feedback with us, and we will put it on the chat link so you have it. Hope you'll share your feedback. If you want content, different kind of content to be shown, do let us know. Please provide some ways or drills to practice empathy and self-love for us. I can share some guided meditation commentaries, but in general, regular reading of understanding who you are is very important. The deeper the understanding you have about yourself and the Supreme because we are an exact replica of him, self-love becomes automatic. But I will share also the links to some guided meditation commentary. And as you all know, these classes are all provided free of cost. And if you've benefited from them and you would like to contribute, we'd appreciate it. All the contributions are tax deductible, as Brahma Kumaris is a non-profit organization. And on the chat, you have the link to donate. And next week, there's a new not next week, actually in 2 weeks, we have Raj Yoga meditation course starting on June 7th, Saturday and Sunday, for a series of 4 classes. And this will be both in Hindi and English, but in person at the Milpitas Center from 10 to 11. And then next month, we are again having one more parenting series. This will be fostering confidence in kids, and you can register for the Raj Yoga meditation course and this self-development series on the links shown here on the chat. And this will be for 5 weeks, fostering confidence in kids from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And you can register for it on svbrahmakumaris.org webinar. And let me also share some guided meditation. It's for parents. Fostering confidence in kids is for parents. And this is the link to some guided meditation commentaries. Those should help. And I see the request for a workshop between, for a husband and wife to raise kids in alignment. We will see how we can arrange something like that. I will pass on the feedback for sure to our center. Any other questions? We are come to the end of the series. Any other thoughts or questions? No problem. Thank you for the feedback. All right. Om Shanti, everyone. Loads of good wishes from me to you all as parents. Hope you have fun and easy parenting with a lot of love. And hope to see you again for the next series. Om Shanti. Take care, everyone.